this tree has been around for 200 years, and back in the 1800s, the land was given to the Burmese and Siamese community because Penang was such a new and free port. Safety and assurance was needed, and it was a part of a gift to the community to develop and build. And even during the wars between Siam and Burma, both these temples were side by side, a community that lived in peace together. And things like this are hidden gems, and we're going to go inside to find out why places like these need to be preserved. Well, let's start off with, this is, as we know, one of the oldest houses within Penang. Can you tell us how long it's been and what the community was like back then?
Okay, it's quite interesting because based on a paper trail as well too, we can trace our home back to the 1800s, specifically dated 30th of May 1845. So the story goes is that the community was here, predates that as well too. But the British, as the British are, they grouped communities together. So what they did was that they said the land was given by Queen Victoria to the Burmese and Siamese community from that date onwards. So what I'm hoping is that we can convey the message that Pulau Tikus has got so much rich history of Siamese influence in it, and it shouldn't be forgotten. It should be known.
So in terms of the architecture, you were showing us around. It had many influences from various cultures as well, not just the Siamese culture. Can you maybe tell us then?
So for instance as well too, you can see the pillars. The pillars are in a way very reminiscent of Malay architecture, where the distance within the pillars are set in a particular manner. Then every pillar is like, in a way, they have tangkai or talismans down there to bless the home. So every section of the pillars that has an entrance, they will put a tangkai down there, talisman, because they believe that spirits reside in all these pillars. The pillars, as you can see on this side, is from the early to mid 1800s.
So for future generations to still have these places preserved for the purpose of history and remembrance, could you maybe say why that is important for the future, and maybe give examples within the property of items or artifacts or places or things that have been ever been here?
Oh, okay. For instance, just our jamban as well too. We joke about it as it's the most well-banked jamban around, and it's a brick jamban from the 1800s compared to other jambans that's just wooden. Then from the jambans come to our pillars as well too. There are granite pillars here. Granite stones are beautiful stones. They are one of the hardest stones around. So a lot of the stones has been carved. For instance, the granite pillars has been carved by craftsmen, skilled craft people, and it's believed longer than most things.
Right. So
and more.
Oh yeah, and more. So if we are lax in our preservation work as a community, not as an individual, but as a community, do you think that there will be a huge chunk of our narrative that we've forgotten and we'll be at a loss?
Yes, definitely. For instance, just by the side of the police building, you can see granite pillars. It's like, for instance, those pillars, they have metal chains.
So is it in the old day, this kind of ecosystem that we're referring to is a self-sustainable village by itself?
Yes, it's a sustainable village, but of course,
the culture,
yeah, it's part of the
people.
culture of how our grandparents maintain it as well. So.
All the way until the end of your side.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, share with us a bit of your family background as well, like your name, how many generations that I mentioned?
Okay.
What is a detailed part of your occupations, your family, and all the way until today yourself? Yeah.
Okay. I hope this interview is quite long, but I keep it short. Okay. So I'm the 4th generation. Okay. Then my son is the 5th. Then my sister's side, if there is any more coming in, it will be the 6th generation soon. Then I'm the 4th. Then my great grandfather works in the court. And my great-grandmother, that's the 1st generation, that's from the mid-1800s. They came down from northern Thailand. And the interesting thing is that they came down via an elephant. Yes, and we still have a gem of an elephant tooth upstairs to show how difficult it was for them to migrate down as well over there. So they came down in the 1800s, they settled down here. I have a few gems as well from their giling batu. Their giling batu, you know, granite is so hard. You have a giling batu that's physically half-worn. So you can imagine how many years it's taken for the giling batu to go through that stage. So on my part, our family history traces back to the early 1800s. 1800s or mid 1800s.
Before the King Chulalongkorn.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So in a hypothetical situation, if you no longer preserve this land and all of this is gone, and people of the future see this video, what would you say to them?
My goodness, it wrecks my heart because we were born here as well too. So our home is open up to people, for people to come in and enjoy it. Just come in and sit with it. It's a spiritual feeling to it. So like for instance, you come to Penang, you have hidden gems. That's what your name is called as well too. Yeah. These are one of the gems that I want to preserve. If I can't do it, I just hope that the next generation will see the importance of it.
Could we get a footage of you just saying to the camera, to the future generations, I'm sorry, I tried, we did our best.
Oh, that's difficult. Sorry, I tried. But I hope our story can be passed on and you guys can move on and carry on in our journey as well too, to help preserve and bring out the gems of Penang. Thank you.